Omkaram bindu samyuktam nityam dhyayanti yogina kamadam mokshadam chaiva Omkaraya namo.
So, you speak often on watching what one gives to their tongue, on complaining, stopping complaining. And so, I've been asking myself, as I mentioned this morning in meditation, in what ways am I still complaining? In thought or in word? Because for some time, if I'm being totally honest, I was like, oh yeah, I'm done complaining. I don't complain anymore. These are instructions for other people, not for me. And I was thinking about complaining in the lens of about like worldly things, complaining about the weather, complaining about the day at work, these kinds of things. But I was looking in meditation this morning, and I just I guess I laughed at myself, because this is kind of just like an expose, a confession, which is I realized that I've just been complaining along my whole spiritual journey, complaining about the purification. Why is this taking so long? I've read all these books. Why hasn't it happened already? Like this sort of, oh, I'm feeling this pain in the body. When will this pain go away? When will the practice bear fruit? Like, I just, for some reason, that was just flying under the radar as something that felt like a normal part of the spiritual journey. But I realized like it's almost as like a little, like a temper tantrum, or like a toddler that's like, I want it and I want it now, and why don't I have it now? And they told me this will work and it's not working, and why is it not work? Why hasn't it worked yet? And it should be happening faster than it's happening, and this whole kind of thing. And I don't know, I just laughed at myself in meditation this morning, because I can't believe that I was completely blind to seeing that, and it's the same exact complaining, like if I was complaining about the weather, or complaining about a boss, or complaining about work, but just applied to the spiritual path. So anyway, I kind of just wanted to share that as a confession, and also maybe there's an inquiry in it, which is like, how can I still be so blind after all this time? And all this practice. Like I completely did not see it before. Completely blind.
Yes. Anybody past complaint? Transcended judgment of other, completely past not this, non-acceptance, into non-judgment, loving in every moment. Please remind me to come to comments later, okay? Yeah. And how is it that I thought I saw, and now I see I didn't see? When you truly are free of complaint, you truly will be free.
Mm-hmm.
And you say already from an advanced awareness, we could say, relative to perceived world, I endeavor to no longer give my complaints of mind and complaints of heart, to my tongue. It's essential. It's essential. There's no... First one even might have to become aware of speech. Who says? Do you say these things? No, it's the complainant. All complaint is simply rejection of what is. Not this. And in this, you seek revenge on the entire world. It's how it is. You know, this isn't nothing to be ashamed about, but simply to be seen. You see, because now from this place of seeing, I was blind when I thought I saw. Who sees that? How many times has this happened to you, and you, and you, and you? So many times. I was so certain. And then seeing this, one can become disillusioned with one's own sense of self and with one's own sense of world. This is good. The telltale sign is, what are the contents of this heart, my heart, you say. And you learn to read your own heart, that is in relationship with what you think of as my thoughts. And where there is agitation, be glad to see it, because in this, you are certain to know I am in error. Who could believe this? That in any agitation of judgment, I am in error. But what about this? And what about that? And what about that one? And what about this one? If you are compelled to continue to engage in the world from the sense of I know and I'm right, then you are obligated to your own self to continue. Satsang will be here when you're done. So you can be glad for when you see that you didn't see. You can be so glad to see that you don't still see. You can be glad when agitation arises. Agitation means a disturbance. It doesn't always mean annoyed, can mean jealous, envious, arrogant, sad. It could be sadness of grief, could be great desire and passion, desire even for something good and right. It's not that they're wrong. They're exactly right from who it is you think you are, who it is you feel yourself to be. You are always right. Always, you are always right. You have never once in your entire life been wrong about anything, except for all that it has ever revealed to you is who it is you think and feel yourself to be. Nothing more. I promise. This is different than discernment. Discernment has no agitation to it. There's no disturbance to it. It doesn't judge, it doesn't reject. Discernment won't lunge toward it in some kind of passion and won't reject or fight it in some kind of passion. This isn't discernment, this is delusion. As the world has always been reflecting you to you. What a beautiful thing. Everything always in a perfection so that you may know yourself. At first, who it is you think you are, who it is you feel yourself to be, this will be revealed by outer appearances that you call reality. It is, in a way, you could say, your reality, but it isn't mine. And it isn't yours. His is not yours, is not mine, is not yours, yours, yours. Yours is not theirs. So many different worldviews, so many different my realities. And the egoic engagement in what you call my reality is fight, flight, freeze. It is a trauma response. I also heard this recently. I'd never heard it before, and I don't even know how it didn't occur to me. Fawn. I heard this one. Fawn. Have you heard it? Fight, flight, freeze, and fawn. Fawn means, yes. Fawn means you're going to placate your way to acceptance, even in the face of what is wrong. You'll just simply fall at the feet like this. Story of my life. It's the story of all of our lives. We all have each of these. You think you're always in fight or flight? No, you're always doing all of these to varying degrees. The soup of you. And this is complaint. And strategies of how to operate from the place of complaint, of non-acceptance. Strategies that you call personality. Coping mechanism. So what to do? everything in the outer appearance simply shows you where it is you're looking from. It doesn't make the world meaningless. It makes it intimate and beautiful. And it is a call, a divine blessing, that the Divine Mother is this outer appearance. It is her who offends you. And she does this in love so that you may know, in the absence of these attractions and aversions, in the absence of fight, flight, freeze, and fawn, in the absence of that, you will know why she loves you. And you will love her. And this love is a bit of fierce love. Please, won't you come see who you really are when you're not pretending to be who you're not? Just like the loving mother. Maybe you had one, I don't know. Maybe sometimes she was the loving mother for you, and sometimes she wasn't, because she also is in this same dance of confusion. But when the loving mother scolds you so that you don't go running into traffic, that you don't do the things that are not good for you, you may be mad and go to your room and scream, "I hate you." I did that to my mother one time. I remember it, actually. To this day, I remember that moment. "I hate you." And she said, "Okay, sweetie. Okay." Oh, man. I tell you, have you heard of Catholic guilt? She loves you so much. The Divine Mother blindfolds herself to enter into this, your reality, to love you through every appearance. So what to do? Well, knowing this, even wondering, okay, maybe this is just a bit too much, but what if, even that what if, it's like a toe into the door of infinity. What if this fool on the computer, what if it's even possible? And then you inquire, it is a toe in the door to infinity. Whatever complaint you have of your mind, of your heart, if you bring that into the sacred space of forgiveness, then you will know what is love from the one who is not standing in judgment against the world or against themselves. When your heart is empty of resentment, when your tongue no longer carries the complaint against past, present, and future. When your mind, your very own mind, is clear of wild fluctuations, and you will know directly of your own self what is love that is and never wasn't. Never wasn't. This is the very, very hard work of forgiveness. This is the very, very hard work of forgiveness. It means you are no longer willing to suffer by your own complaints. You are no longer willing to be deluded by your own sense, I know. And no longer to be your own victim to the sense, I'm right. What will you be when you're free of that? When you're free of, I know, I'm right, and the felt sense of, I have been so offended. What will you be then? What will you be when there's nothing in you that is fight, flight, freeze, or fawn? What will you be in the absence of that? By what name does that one call itself? What will you be when you are neither pulled or pushed by what you prefer, your attractions and aversions? When you no longer fear your fear? When you no longer take any pride of praise and no longer take any blame of criticism, what name will you be then? So what to do, forgive over and again. Come at this honestly. Come at it honestly. The forgiveness is essential and totally unnecessary. But it is only unnecessary for the one who has given and received it in what you call my reality. And then you will see it was already forgiven before you even endeavored to forgive. And nothing in you was capable of forgiving or being forgiven, that it actually was done by the same love that you seem to be able to obscure from your awareness by only your judgment. This isn't a criticism of you. This is an invitation to freedom. This is an invitation to know what is the love that you are when the you that you think you are of complaint falls away. This is really hard work. You needn't worry in this process at all about bypass. Spare yourself ever accusing anyone, even quietly, of bypass. Because it also is a bypass in judgment. You see? But you needn't be afraid of bypass for your own self, because by the law of the universe, of karma, of cause and effect, of time and space, of fate and destiny, there's no exit as long as you hold a single criticism against it and or against yourself. This isn't spiritual, actually. It is purely scientific. Science of consciousness. It isn't even spiritual. It isn't really even religious. It isn't wishful thinking. It's certainly not that. I don't know who would wish for it. I promise you, as you are increasingly free of vengeance in your heart, judgment in your mind, the world will become beautiful. Does that sound insane? Well, you just try it and see. You just try it and see. Now, reclaim your tongue from complaint. Just do it. You can do it, and this you must. If you're sincere in any of this, then you just simply you must reclaim your tongue from complaint. It won't be easy, and know that it won't be easy, and your tongue has a mind of its own. But this is a fight worth fighting. Who speaks for you? You must see that and reclaim your tongue. It's essential. Without this, you are not sincere. And you will see your own insincerity, which is for you alone to see. I can't judge your insincerity, not even a little. Let me say it now. I did this. So this isn't theoretical or hypothetical for this one, you know? So I don't invite you anything that I don't honestly know for myself. And I don't mind what you do. But if you really are sincere and you want to be free, you mustn't ever give complaint to your tongue. Restraint of pen and tongue, it is said, yes? When's the last time you sent a flame mail? Well, you alone suffer by thine own tongue and hand. And the hands and feet, what you do, it's essential that you do, that you are the decider of what you do, and you don't give it to your past. When you endeavor to do this, you will see how strong is your conditioning and your habit. But all the more reason to persist in it. So you reclaim your tongue, you reclaim your action. What you do and how you do it, you must reclaim it. Then you will know how strong is the habit of not right speech. You see? It's for you only, by the way. It's for you only that you would endeavor in this. What you think, pay no heed to it. You cannot wrestle it under control, and it would be foolish to try. You can cause yourself great injury by engaging in the reflective dance of trying to control the thoughts. Only when you... yes, Swami Satchidananda explained it this way. If you are driving a car and it's going 60 miles an hour and you want to stop, you don't put a wrench in the engine. It's a disaster. But you apply the brakes to the wheels, to the axle, eventually to the engine. Right action, right speech is the way to right thought. Have you heard it? You act and speak your way into right thinking. And all of the work is done in the inner space of forgiveness. You needn't speak a word to anyone about forgiveness. The entire thing happens in your internal space and the sincerity of that space. And then when you do that, simply come to the world, into the world that you still think of as reality, and see how it changes as you empty, as you forgive. And you see how people begin to show up. New ones that you've not met before show up differently. Old ones that you have met before may show up differently. The work is done inside. For me, what I did was wherever there was agitation, a sense of judgment, a sense of I know and I'm right, a sense of I'm offended, a sense of receiving praise pridefully or rejecting blame, ashamed, Ho'oponopono. In every moment, I'm sorry, please forgive me. I receive the forgiveness and I say thank you. And the result is, I love you. But this I love you is detached. I release you, it is. You are free to come and go. You are free to come and go. This is love. You give the freedom to that one. You claim the freedom for yourself. You give them the freedom to express love towards you, and you give them the freedom to express hate towards you. Okay. Okay. It's the whole thing. It's the entire teaching. You think others offending you? No. Divine Mother is sending you those that would offend you so that you can forgive them, so that you can know what love is. This is very hard because our habit of blame and judgment is so strong. Be gentle with yourself. Please don't turn against yourself as you endeavor to forgive. It would be a grave misunderstanding. If you're judging yourself or feel judged by me, this is a grave confusion. I do not judge you. And nor should you judge yourself. And also, I say this quite a lot. It is absolutely true. God does not judge you. That is a God of understanding. And I do not stand under that. And I say this from a place of the deepest humility and gratitude. This is the God of not understanding. Cannot be said, cannot be known, does not need any form of evangelist or defender. This God simply is and never wasn't, you see. Any God of your understanding, just keep forgiving, forgiving, forgiving. Samuel, you have something? This is the most joyful thing. Won't you take it as the best news that you've ever considered? That all you need to do is forgive yourself. And the world will take its sweet time for you, still identified in that time and space. But what option is there? Has anything else worked? if you haven't explored every option to wrestle the world under your control by your generosity, if you haven't wrestled yourself under control by some self-judgment, if you haven't tried every option, go do it. Go do it. This is always here, ready for the one who is really ready, sincere in this. I've tried everything and I'm done. I'm done. No strategy. No strategy of fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. I'm finished. This is called surrender. And you will know your sincerity in the surrender by your willingness to forgive. That's it. Science. Not emotional, not psychological, not spiritual, not religious. Just this is how it is. So, I really think one who truly commits to this in sincerity and applies themselves in this consistently, devoted application in this endeavor of seeing it this way and forgiving it that way, 7 years, you will be happy. And that, I can't say, 7 years, it's a bit arbitrary. It's from my own experience, but with a tremendous sort of catapult of a head start, I suppose you could say. So it's different for each one. But anyway, it'll be what it'll be, and it starts when it starts, and not before. You see? You see? So if it is 7 years, it's 7 years from when you start. Maybe it's a year for you, or maybe it's 20, but what of it? It will be 7 years and a day. 7 years and 2 days. 7 years and 3 days. All from the moment of surrender and continued surrender. This is so hard. It's the hardest thing you will ever do. And yet, it is so much easier than not surrender. The hardest thing you'll ever do and the easiest of options. How do you know I am right? You must ask yourself, how will I know I am right? There is right and wrong. There is good and evil. How will you know I am right? You must know. Contents of your heart. This is how you will know. If there is agitation, bless yourself for the agitation, because it has come to show you what your error as judgment. It's wonderful news. Now you begin to see the whole universe is conspiring that you know what is love, what is universe. The whole thing is, you can't even fathom how perfect it is for you and how specifically the entire cosmos loves you, the entire world loves you so specifically. It is custom tailored for your freedom. But if our response is fight, flight, freeze, or fawn, and not forgive, oh, I like that. And not forgive, you are in error. How wonderful! You have cracked the code to happiness. Huh? Finally, the map makes sense. I know how to go. So dramatic. What a comedy how it comes through. It's so funny. But anyway, it is as it is. Okay. What do you think? Yes. It all started with, this is all of your fault. All of this inquiry.
I'm just astonished at the quantity of tears and snot that is continually possible while walking this path.
Yeah.
That's all I have to say.
Yes. This is the path of tears and snot. How do I know you're sincere? How do you know you're sincere? It's messy. It's so beautifully messy. You know, I mean, most of you know, many of you know, I spent so many times just head between my knees and a puddle of tears and snot between my feet. This is sadhana. This is surrender. We had a rule for a time, actually. Never wipe a tear from your cheek. This is the most sacred expression of, Lord, here I am. Please help. This tear says more than the word that comes from the heart. Never wipe it from your face. Never be embarrassed for your sincerity of surrender. Let them judge you. You soon will laugh. From your tears you will laugh and love. When a tear comes from your eye down your cheek, this tear also has a quantum counterpart. I'm having fun. A quantum counterpart inside of you. And this tear will come and rest in your heart. Unless you wipe it. And this tear will drop in your heart, and the sincerity of it will purify also the heart. Or maybe I'm just a foolish poet, and you would also be a fool to try. When all strategies of worldly ego are exhausted, spiritual ego is born. It's not different. It's still pretending so much. It's better. It's a natural and important evolution. But your spiritual ego is hiding. And when you see this one and surrender that on the altar of truth, now you will know something that cannot be known. You will come to see, not as a spiritual aphorism or a koan or anything, you know? You yourself will see the truth directly, not as a concept, but as a living truth that you are with and in. You will know the Tao that cannot be told. And when you know that, you will see that it was never not true. Why do sages share that? Why is it said? It's an invitation to just relax already. Enough of the seeking, enough of the intensity. You just surrender, accept everything that is, just so, maybe it's not pleasant. So what? You are so accustomed to unpleasant. Why should you be afraid of the next unpleasant thing? The reason these things are shared is it's that love never wasn't. Is so that you can just relax. Put down your sword. Call off the search. Just move into the, at first, difficult acceptance of everything that is, whatever is in your circumstance, your external circumstance. Now this, so painfully now this. No strategy of not this. And whatever arises in your internal environment, you call I, also in full acceptance. Now there is anger, now there is rage, now there is sadness. This means soften, relax, relax. Allow everything within you and allow for everything around you. When one abides totally in this place of non-judgment, of non-resistance, right? This non-judgment is called love, and it is the supreme refuge of your protection. Every other refuge of your own making has been a false refuge. Oh. The world is now so busy curating and creating safe places. Okay. But who creates the safe place must reject those who are not safe, yes? This is your only true refuge, is an empty The heart that is empty is full of love. And this is the only true refuge. Everything else is a delusion. Temporary. So, do you hear it as good news, as a wonderful opportunity to explore? Or do you feel defeated in it? Do you feel judged by me? Huh? Is it a beautiful invitation, or is it... Is it oppressive? All paths in all traditions lead to this trailhead of surrender. Be Hindi, Muslim, Christian, Buddhist, atheist, you name it. All culminate at the trailhead of surrender. A great sage with a drop of pride is still only at this trailhead. Why not to share with you? This is the trailhead actually of infinity. And here, empty, always on the threshold of infinity itself. And always a beginner. This is why I asked in pre-satsang about who was the one that told this story, and it was Jack Cornfield. And I didn't hear this story from Jack, I heard it from. And he went to a Buddhist monastery, apparently, and the rule there was you had to bow to everyone, when you saw them, to everyone who arrived at the monastery before you. So if you show up as a 60-year-old and a 20-year-old arrives 3 hours before you, you bow to them. This at first is a great way to help cultivate the humility that will guide you through so many different monasteries. But the sage who comes to see this will see that not humility is the barrier to entry to any of the infinite infinities. And this is what is truly meant by always a beginner. Always the last one here. Always the last one here. The last one on the scene. Everybody else precedes me. This was all here when I arrived. The place of empty is so full. So full. Won't you muster the courage to get to work? To forgive, to surrender, to detach. You will be such a blessing. So, Swami Shivananda says, roar like a lion. Bon courage. Many sages tell this story, but Swami Shivananda tells it. Hey, a lion comes out of the wilderness to have a drink, and he sees a young lion among sheep. And this lion, this young lion, is bleating like a sheep. What a curious thing. And so the older lion goes up to the young lion. He says, why are you hanging out with the sheep and bleating like a sheep? He says, I'm a sheep. It turns out this lion cub was orphaned by a hunter, and the sheep took him in, and he didn't know anything different. He'd never seen his own reflection, of course. And so he took himself to be a sheep. So the older lion takes him lovingly and look in the pond. You look like me. You see, I'm a lion. Yes, you look like me, don't you? Yes. Well, you must stop complaining. Swami Shivananda says, you roar like a lion of Vedanta. Jesus is the lion. Did you know it? He's here right now. You don't see, but this is the living God. Or it's Krishna, or it's Shiva, or it's Gautama Buddha, or Allah. You see who you belong to. You see who you belong to. You see where you come from. This is the heart of the lion, the one who says, I have tried every other way, now this, and not, and never again not this. One Sangha said it recently this way, never again not this. So beautiful. Okay. Please forgive me for getting so carried away.
We wanted to look at the comments.
Oh, thank you. Ooh, lots of comments. How do I go? How do you remain so calm and composed? But they left. Was the dot. The nameless, faceless one. How do you remain so... I'll take that as how does one remain so calm and composed? When you see what you are, to whom you belong, you become fearless. It's going to happen to you. It's only a matter of time and space that you perceive yourself to be in. And in that time and space, it is inevitable that at some point your soul, your spirit will be embodied and also fearless. And you won't be so... Even the great battles fought in the heavens between devas and asuras, between angels and demons, between Greys and Palladians. All appearances. You come to see when you know who you are, who you belong to, You see that you belong to love. What can come against love? Nothing. You, in vairagya, in the absence of attraction and aversion, of fear and desire, you are invulnerable, not fragile, never again a victim. You will see for yourself, you might say, there's no one here that is frantic and it seems calm. There's nothing here taking any shape, is not composed at all, but it is seen as that, It's empty. This is you I'm talking about. This is you I'm talking about in the absence of desire and fear. It is the most intimate, loving experience, and it is a human experience. It is a human experience. if there's only one thing that you can know for yourself now, if that one thing is that you know this is possible for me, then it has been a good satsang. If you come even further to know this for me is inevitable, and it is, this has been a very good satsang. If you move from here in, soften and allow a daily surrender, a daily dying to fight, flight, freeze, and fawn, you have had a very good satsang. But this is, but it's all delusion. Whatever it is in your imagination right now also is that same delusion. The delusion of this one that I was in that moment, in living in a hypothetical, imaginal landscape of possibility or probability, was delusion. It was delusion. And so is any of us sitting in the contemplation of the hypothetical, of the possible and the probable. But you see, in the outer appearance, also delusion, this one came with flowers. Maybe this is how I'll go. I don't know. But this came to mind this morning, and I thought, what a funny thing to share. But, well, so be it. So all of our imaginations, all of our contemplations, because it wasn't so long before this, some years perhaps, but that's nothing in the scale of time of the soul. Some years before, I was in the same imagination, I was ruminating on how so-and-so was such a jerk. So, through this forgiveness, you also will become relatively, progressively fearless. Yes. Okay.
Ariom, I wasn't going to bring this, but as you were talking about that story, it felt a reflection. It felt relevant. How does one accept the invitation? So the context behind that question is, I think it was on Wednesday, the A Course in Miracles meditation was God's voice is with me throughout the day. And during one of the periods, a couple of stuff came to me, but I felt really exhausted. So I took a nap after. And so, yes, I took a nap, and and I remember specifically in that nap, it came up, the hour is almost upon us. It has already begun. And last night in meditation, it surfaced just the plain thought, the plain statement, time to die. And it brought up a couple of stuff over the past few months in the context of, I had a dream where Muji said, "Who among you has died?" And it felt like an invitation to go further, and I panicked and I fled. And I had a similar dream a couple of months ago, it felt like, with Jesus. So you were saying, like, you had this sort of, this feeling, this sense, somebody's coming to kill you. And it felt very much like this sense of, for me last night and into today, the invitation is coming. In fact, it's already started. How can I be sure that, not be sure, but how can I accept it?
Very good. So it's not uncommon, in the process of awakening, of one's so-called vibrational ascension, you could say, that visions and prophecies, you'll see so many things. And it can all seem very, very important and real. And in a way it is, in a way, metaphorically it is, but I want you to really know this. It is only your world, which is a very custom thing. And what happens to the world is not your business. Okay? This is important. I'll say it this way. I don't share this often, but I have shared it with some of you. I started having, visions of apocalypse and a new earth being born. And, this is imprinted in the soul of a way of relating to its own, the metaphors of its own archetype. And to each one of us, it appears the way it appears. So anyway, one of these moments happened, and it was, the mysticism opens up, and, well, this is just part of also being human, It's not a big deal. It can feel like it, but it isn't. And I saw, visions of the apocalypse. Many, many saints and sages have this vision. And maybe it will happen, I don't know, but it's not my business. I'm not so invested. You see, but in that moment, the thought came, I have to tell people so that they can prepare themselves. And in that moment, to me, of my interpretation, Jesus came, as real as you are right now. And he showed me in my own mind a vision of me on a street corner with a cardboard sign saying, "The end is near." and he turns to me and he says, "Don't be that guy. This is the end of your world and the you in it. Don't burden others with this." There are so many worlds on this one earth. Your only concern, please hear this, it will save you so much trouble. Your only concern is that what it is you see, what appears, shows you where you're looking from. You forgive it and rise above it. And what happens, happens. You will, without any effort, become, even in the relative, a pillar of love. And in the relative, without fretting, you will become, in your own way, without any strategy, nothing to say, you will also become relatively a teeny little refuge. There isn't an ounce of room for pride in it, because then you will be You will eject yourself. It will happen over and over again also. There's no problem. Adyashanti's great book that I often recommend to people is The End of Your World, isn't it? Isn't that the title? That's all that's happening. It's just an ego death. But it's so dramatic, and it's, maybe the world will end. What of it? What of it? There are infinite infinities. You are obligated to be in the world and to do good in it that comes to you out of love. When your time for loving the world is over, you will be gently or not so gently removed from it. It is of no concern. The world also seems to be having a bit of a mystical awakening. And so, as always, talk of holy war will come. There will be conflict between many religious traditions. Okay. Your job is to forgive, to not judge, to love. That's it. This is it. Nothing. You also are a student of David Hawkins. All that is available to the ego of limitation is force. And force has no effect on power. And when you access the power that is only of love, that has no opposite, now you can say, I come in peace. Any demonstration of force, any demonstration of violence with your tongue or your hand is a sign of your confusion. Period. The world does not need you to save it. When you are free from judgment, this is what is the last judgment. This is the apocalypse of you. And what to say? I mean, it's no big deal. And it's coming up quite a lot, so I might as well speak to it. There are so many, in the onset of what you might call mystical, so many different types of things will be revealed to you. The early onset, you don't want anything to do with it. It is referred to as the astral. And at first it is the lower astral, and all you want to do is traverse it as quickly and cleanly as you possibly can. Any invitation into this is how the world is and you need to save it. It's not a good idea. What needs your saving will come up to you and say, please, won't you help me? Okay. Yes, of course. So much in the history that you are even aware of demonstrates the confusion of holy war. Yes? There is no innocence in it, and there is no righteousness in it. God does not need you to defend God. This is humility. This is total surrender. And now it's so tempting, Buddha sits under the Bodhi tree and tempted so much by Mara, yes? This is how it is. This is how it is. Probably came with all manner of conspiracies. Siddhartha, mount your white horse. And there's a great churning of the ocean where the devas and asuras are fighting over the amrit. This is within you. It will appear outside of you also, but it is most importantly within you. There are two wolves that live in the heart. One is good and one is not. Which one will win? The one you feed. The one you feed. Bad wolf always thinks it's good wolf. Attack in the name of God, of righteousness. Doesn't mean you don't, if you're there, you defend people where there is injustice. You also must defend, otherwise you're a coward and not at all righteous. This has been it's so intense. But anyway, it's just this way, isn't it? If it's there in front of you, then there you are with it, and it's for you. So. But this I want you to know, the war is fought within. The skirmishes are without. The war is within, the skirmishes are without. Now, it seems to me, of course, because of where I'm looking, reveals where I'm looking from, and so from here I share with you. I have nothing else other than my silence. So take it with a grain of salt, all of it. All of it is just the metaphor, the archetypes of the soul. Stories, stories to help guide us to our freedom. But the stories are all discarded in the end. They help to guide you. It gives you clarity and meaning as you navigate through the folding in of all of the metaphors and archetypes back into the center, to the bindu, to Christ consciousness, to God consciousness. Soften and allow. This is all you need to know. So, happy surrendering. When this you of fight, flight, freeze, and fawn dissolves in forgiveness, you will be happy beyond what you imagine happy is. See for yourself. Okay. One last thing. Forgive me. The subjective I can develop wise discernment, navigating through the stories of its own house. But only that the I and the story falls away. And I remains as awareness. No story. No path. No before. Just is. Okay. Uh, so the more evidence of God, the more humble. It's remarkable. Couldn't be claimed. So, feels like such a blessing to be with all of you in this very, very much a blessing. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Om shanti shanti shanti. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. Lead us not into temptation. Deliver us from evil. Lord, ever thy will, not mine. Om shanti shanti shanti. Om peace, peace, peace. Amen.